Hey guys, this is Julie. Just keeping it kind of quiet tonight. I'm here. My folks are upstairs asleep, so gotta keep this a little bit on the down low. But I wanted to keep you guys updated as to what was going on. It's been interesting lately. Um, Basically, I've been doing like I said I was gonna do. Just kind of focusing on my dreams. Oh, wanted to show you guys. I finally got my passport. I'm very excited. I'm surprised how pretty it is. I mean, look at the pictures in here. That is like really cool. So I got my passport. And I'm just simply, my next goal is to save up. I'm basically $200 away from being able to afford a plane ticket to Exeter, and so that's my next goal. I wasn't able to put any money away this past Friday due to the fact that I had to pay a couple of bills that kind of all hit at the same time. But the good news is that other than one medical bill, which I still have to pay, I will basically be clear, and other than like my normal bills, I'm back to my normal cycle of, I try to pay like a certain number of bills on one pay period, certain number of bills on another pay period, because I get paid every 2 weeks. So, but yeah, so that's back to normal, and hopefully will stay that way. Um, But yeah, so as far as my sister's concerned, I don't even know. And I'm kind of to the point where I do care, but I don't, I don't ask. I'm not, I'm not asking her, so how's it going with blah, blah, how's it going with Todd or whatever. Oh, but here was the interesting thing. This past Sunday, I think it was this past Sunday, I ended up sleeping in a little bit, missing church, and but I got to go. But I mean, it's nice because I still have Ultimate Journey, which meets in the same building, and so I got to talk to some of the gals from my small group before I headed into the class, and we're almost done with that. I've got this next Sunday, no, Saturday, this coming Saturday, we're having a kind of the final ceremony kind of thing, which reminds me, I have to, we've been writing out our new identity statements, and which has been really kind of interesting. And kind of this is, I'm not going to go by this old identity anymore. I'm going to go by this one, the new identity, the proper one, the one that's like I can go and pursue my dreams. I can, you know I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, that kind of thing. Um so But anyway, so we're having our final ceremony this Saturday from 12 to 3. And then like at 5, I think, one of the gals who's been kind of the facilitator for our little group this past phase, she is having a get together at her place, and she's gonna have it's gonna be a bunch of people from like different phases, different people who have taken the class in different phases and stuff are coming, and it'd be kind of a good way to get to meet other people who have taken the class and stuff like that. And well, and she's also admitted that it's supposed to be a way of people being like, because they need people to like sit in on the classes and help, with questions and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, I kind of want to take a break. I mean, this class has been going on for 9 months, and it's kind of like doing. I don't know if any of you guys have ever done a Beth Moore study, but it's kind of like that in the sense that there's a lot of homework to do. And you have a lot of writing, and you have to answer questions, and there's some introspective stuff, and you have to write letters and stuff like that. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do. And so basically, yeah, I'm kind of to the point where, and I mean, it's funny because even this past Sunday when I showed up, there's a women's retreat coming up, there's all this other stuff, and people are already going, hey, are you gonna take this class, or are you gonna take this Bible study? And I'm just like, I'm just gonna take a break for a while. And I'm not gonna jump right into something again, because I kind of want to have um well, and here's the other thing. Sundays usually end up being really super busy anyway, because between going to church in the morning, um church usually starts about 10:15, goes till about 11ish, um and then of course staying around talking to people, that kind of thing. And when I started Ultimate Journey, it was like, especially Ultimate Journey once we moved to meeting on Sundays, it's like go from there to there, you know meet there for a couple hours. Usually ends up lasting longer than that, because we usually end up getting caught up in talking and stuff, and or prayer requests, that kind of stuff. um which, nothing wrong with that, but it kind of makes it a little difficult to go out and have some lunch, um or get something to eat or whatever. um and then usually it seems like the small group I'm in has taken to meeting a lot on Sundays, which is fine again, but again, it's just like by the end of the night, I'm just like, I feel exhausted. I feel like I've had so much stuff on my plate, and then usually, I jump right back into a work week, and so it's just been kind of like, I just kind of want a break. I just kind of want to take one chunk of that busyness and put it aside and be like, okay, I'm done with this. Well, and the nice thing about the Ultimate Journey is it's something that I can go back to. I mean, I have the books, I have the workbooks, I have all the letters and stuff, so it's like I can go back, and if I need to revisit something, I can do that. Um, so, and I like totally forgot where I was going with this. I do apologize, guys. So, basically, I mean, I just kind of want to take a break for a while. I don't want to be like, I don't want to jump right into something again. Unless it's something really easy, If it's just like a book study or something, maybe. But even then, I'm kind of like going, so, but yeah. So anyway, jump back to what I was originally talking about. Um, which, by the way, Ultimate Journey is really awesome. It's a really good. It's not just a study. I mean, I always hate calling it like a study or a class, because it's so much more. I mean, it really helped me. It really helped me not only dig in and figure out some of the junk I was dealing with in my past, but also just I mean, there's I mean, the writing the letters. That's what's so really cool. It's not just like, some advice people will say, well, if you're mad at somebody, write a letter to them, but don't send it. Well, it's kind of like that in Ultimate Journey. As a matter of fact, I did have to write some letters to people who had hurt me over the years and who I had difficulties with. Didn't send them. I've still got them in my notebook. But the really cool thing is one of the things that I'll probably keep doing even after the class is over with, is we get to write letters to ourselves. Like, how do I explain this? Basically, one of the things about the Ultimate Journey is that you have to accept the fact that there's basically two of you. There's two people. There's the adult Julie. There's the adult version, and there's the kid version. The kid version is the person who is hurt and scared and doesn't understand what's going on, just knows that I'm scared, I'm mad, I'm frustrated, I want to kick and hit and scream or cry or whatever. And one of the things we had to do, and especially in phase 1, we had to write a letter every single week from our past self, from our, we called it, like, mine would be Little Julie. So, like, I would write a letter from the perspective of Little Julie and write it to my adult self and be like, this really hurts me. I don't understand why this person said what they did. And then I had to write back from the perspective of adult Julie to my younger self and be like, and to affirm affirm my little self. And it's really cool. And it's believe it or not, it sounds cheesy, but it's a really good tool. And it's a lot like, like I said, like those advice people say, write a letter to someone you're mad at, and but don't send it to them. But it's really neat because it's like because you can actually do something, because there's a part inside all of us that hurts over things, that gets emotional, that gets mad, that gets sad, wants to curl up in a ball, whatever your reaction to when bad things happen to you, when you get stressed, when whatever. And I kid you not, I wrote a letter from my adults. I can't remember if I told you guys about this. Probably didn't, but I had a little situation at work a few weeks ago. Actually, probably now more like a month ago. I don't want to get into it on here because I have a feeling I probably shouldn't say anything about it. But let's just say I got was part of my cleaning duties, and basically, you know what? No. Basically, got invaded while I was trying to clean an area, and was not listened to when I was told that I was clean. When I tried to tell these people that I was cleaning this area, and, asked them politely to wait, and they proceeded to go about what they were doing. So I basically called one of the managers. Fortunately, I got one of the nicer ones. Told him what had happened, and basically the decision was passed. I no longer have to clean that particular area anymore. So, which is good, but I mean, the interesting thing is, because I started off when this happened, I started off being really mad, like really angry at these people who just invaded what I was doing. But then later on, it's like there wasn't anything else I could do, and I'm, out there trying to clean just a regular area of the store, and all of a sudden it like hit me, what had happened, and I started to freak out. I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, the what if started going through my brain, and I was just kind of like, okay, Julie, you can't think like this, because, if you're going to freak out and be a sniffly mess on the floor, and nobody's going to want that. So, what I did was I ended up writing a letter from my little self, who, that was part of me that was freaking out over this whole thing. And, because the adult self of me was perfectly satisfied with the conclusion of the events and, the way things had been handled by my management team. But my little self was still freaking out, so I wrote a letter from that perspective, writing out that I was scared, writing out what how it affected me, how it made me feel, and all that. And then I wrote a reply letter from my adult self, basically reassuring my younger self that we did the right thing, we responded the right way, because I stood up for myself. I was like, no, this is not right what you are doing. You need to get out of here. Gain the manager, all that. And so, and it feels so good to be able to not only stand up for myself, but also to be like, you did good. You did the right thing. You did, you're awesome, kind of stuff. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's just self-talk. Oh, that's just talking yourself up. But no, it's not just that. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain while somebody going through it, and, but, I mean, it helps. It helps. I mean, I will use a lot of the tips that I learned in the class. I will use a lot of those tips and be like, this is, the next time something happens or whatever. So yeah, things are going well, and work is the same as it's always been. Basically, I'm just viewing it right now as a means to an end. Just a way of me getting as much money as I can, so that when I do move to Exeter, I don't have to well, here's the other interesting thing. I don't remember if I told you guys this yet or not. Um, but so Keith and I have been trying to figure out what kind of visa I'll be needing. Because I have my passport, and that gives me like a limited amount of time to stay over there without having a visa. And he's trying to figure out when, what kind of visa I'll need, and all that good stuff. And we don't know as of right now if I'll be able to work when I'm over there. We don't know if we'll be able to get it's called a partner visa, I guess. So it's basically kind of like a marriage, but maybe not necessarily have to get married. I don't know. Anyway, so he's trying to figure things out from that angle. But we did have a conversation the other day that he was like, I'll support you if that's what's needed. And number one blew my mind because I've never had somebody offer to do that for me. I've always worked. I've always, in fact, the more I talk about this, the more I think I have mentioned this before, but it still just blows my mind. I mean, Keith is just the most awesome guy I have ever met in my life. So that goes without saying. But so that just kind of blows my mind. And to be honest with you, I found myself thinking about that in between, during days that were just freaking awful, and that just made me want to run away, slap down the I quit and just get out of there. So it's nice. Don't get me wrong. I would like to be able to work. I would like to be able to, but it's kind of nice to know that maybe I don't necessarily have to. And maybe I can actually, because with getting older and stuff, I kind of wanted to do some volunteer work, do some stuff just to, help out and do more stuff at Timberline, and but I just haven't been able to because of the hours I've been working, and usually the fact that they're so odd and random, I don't work 9 to 5 every Monday through Friday. What's really funny is that this past week I ended up working Friday, but I got Saturday and Sunday off. Well, I think there's gonna be weeks coming up, especially the closer we get to Black Friday and all that, where I'll be working weekends because they'll need the extra help and all that, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. It'll just be interesting to see if they're still having me clean when it gets closer to that time. As me trying to clean on Black Friday, I don't think so. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to talk about was where we're standing now with the house. So as you guys know, Florida is no longer an option, at least not right now. Interesting thing though, we we're having difficulties getting people. We've had plenty of people come look at the house, but no offers. And so what's been interesting is to see what happens there. And about a week or so ago, I think, um, we actually got an offer. No, I think this was more 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. But we had an offer on our house, and so we accepted that offer. And so basically, they just had to figure out if they were going to get the financing for it or whatever. Which turns out that they didn't get the financing, which is kind of a bummer. But so, and we were having issues finding a house that we liked, and it was kind of like, well, if, the house gets bought, we have until, I had until like the middle of September, and we finally narrowed it down to like two houses, one in Grimes and one over here in Urbandale. And so apparently, what happened was, we decided to go with the house in Grimes. But then there was, but I don't think we'd gotten to like put in an offer or anything yet. But so what happened was, apparently, and I just heard this like yesterday from my folks, and apparently the people who were going to buy our house, they didn't get the financing that they wanted, and so they weren't able to. So as of right now, we're still selling the house. This house is still for sale. And we haven't gotten anybody to be like to get nibbles on it since the one person who was looking at it couldn't get their financing. So as far as right now, we're still here. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea. It's been really up and down. It's been really kind of a roller coaster ride. But as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't really matter to me because, like I said, this is just temporary. I'm, counting down the months, and I'll be hopefully in Exeter by the end of February. And and that's so exciting. That's just, I can't wait. So that's all I know, folks. Anyway, so that's all I really have to share. Just wanted to keep you guys updated on what was happening in my life. And yeah, so I will upload this, and thanks for letting me chat at you a bit, and I will talk to you later.